hour, the city of Buffalo has once again found itself on a very impressive list. It made the list of 23 places to travel in the year 2023, just published this week by Architectural Digest. And this isn't just spots in the United States. We're talking about Italy, Japan, India, Australia, and more. It's a pretty big honor. And in the publication's write-up on Buffalo, it specifically mentions this city as a, quote, under-the-radar pilgrimage site for architecture buffs. Joining us live to talk about it is Patrick Kaler, the president and CEO of Visit Buffalo Niagara. Patrick, nice to have you back. Love these stories, right? Because it's been sort of a difficult 8 or 9 months in Western New York. They specifically mention places like Frank Lloyd Wright's Darwin Martin House. Of course, we all know about that. Kleinhans. They mentioned the Albright Knox Art Gallery, which is going through this just incredible expansion right now. It's going to be better than ever. What is it about some of those places that are now kind of hitting the radar of something like Architectural Digest?
Sure. So we've always been well known for our architecture. We have examples of the 3 top American architects, Richardson, Sullivan, and Frank Lloyd Wright. Both the prairie style and the modernist style of architecture. And now with the Albright Knox $230 million expansion project. This is a once in a generation type of a project. And so this is really elevating our architecture story. And it's really exciting, as you mentioned, all of those other cities, that Buffalo is in good company.
It's one thing, too, to know that we made some list and people are going to read about it. But you see tangible results from something like this, right? I mean, there are people all over the world who are going to get this magazine. They're going to see Buffalo there, and they're probably going to plan a trip to come and check it out. I mean, this results in tourism and money.
Oh, it absolutely does. And not just the fact that it's in the publication, but it's out on social media as well. So it truly goes viral. And the fact that Buffalo is on this list, it gives us a greater story to tell than our snow.
Yeah.
And it tells a better story about what people will be able to do when they come here and to experience this wonderful architecture that we've had, for centuries.
It's also something that we've talked about this before, maybe sometimes us locals take for granted, right? We don't fully appreciate what is right here when you consider the fact that people are coming from all over the world just to see it.
Right.
How does that sort of factor into this in terms of marketing this region, not just outside, but marketing it to our own people?
Absolutely. Well, I think, when you have a publication such as Architecture Digest that's saying your city is recognized in this way, it gives us even more civic pride than we already have. But to, take a look at the cultural aspect that we have with our architecture, with what the Albright Knox means to our community as well with that significant collection of works, it just really raises our awareness, raises our cachet for that cultural tourist and our locals as well, because they have so much to be proud of.
Yeah, you mentioned, and we're showing some video of you there on the screen, and that is, a snowy Buffalo, which unfortunately recently has kind of been what the country's been seeing. We had these back-to-back storms, played a big impact, not just on, the people who live here. We've lost lives tragically, businesses have been impacted. I imagine it's had to have had an impact on Visit Buffalo Niagara and tourism and stuff too, right?
It does, and over the years we have learned to just accept and own snow. It snows here in Buffalo. The funny thing is we don't get as much snow as many other cities, and 2 other cities here in New York State alone. Yeah. So, that's something that we need to get out and talk about. We also need to talk about how typically, this last storm was, again, a once in a generation type of a storm. We don't typically get storms like that. We're able to move the snow, make it very safe for people to get out and about, not only our locals, but our visitors as well. And that, it is a place that you can come in and actually enjoy the snow. But right now our word cloud is snow.
I've only got about 30 seconds left, but we've talked about this trajectory that you're on post-pandemic to try to get things, conventions coming back, all of that. Things going about where you'd like them?
Yeah, so as of October, we're still collecting some of the last few months' data, but we were only down 3.9% in our overall hotel occupancy over 2019.
Yeah.
So we are coming back. Hotel rates are very strong, but that's happening across the country. But year by year, we're getting a little bit better, getting back to 2019 levels.
We had to book a bunch of those hotels for our staff members because nobody could get home just so they could work. It's been an incredible time. Winning a Super Bowl and having that on the world stage will also help our
That's
image.
next.
Yeah, that's right. Patrick Kaler with Visit Buffalo Niagara. Always good to see you. Thanks.
Thank you.